Driver Danny.
Alright guys, well it's much earlier today than I would normally come out. Normally I come out about 2:30 on a Saturday, but I've decided to come out early today because there's a local match that's going on, football match. And that's what you do as Uber drivers, you need to get out and about when the work could potentially be higher. Uber has also sent out a bat signal saying it should be busier, but it doesn't take rocket science to know it should be. Also, during the game itself, I have a feeling a lot of drivers may go home to watch it, with it being a local derby, so there still could potentially be a lot of work about. Now, I know a lot of yous have been asking about the video that I put up for a couple of days and then removed. It was about a local driver that had a bit of an incident with the traffic police, the taxi police. I'll run this TikTok video that I'd put to why I'd removed it, and then we'll carry on with this shift.
Liverpool City Council got in touch with the Drivers' Council, Knowsley, and requested that they remove the videos for the safety of their officers. Now, of course, legally, we don't have to remove anything, but out of respect for the licensing authority team, Ed has requested that I kindly remove them. I have no problem doing this. It was his content in the first place.
First hour up, and this is what I'm on. That's not too bad at all. There was a little surge, but it wasn't like one of them big deep red surges where the loads of money. They were just regular prices with a surge icon, if I'm being honest. I've just been called a job's worth by a customer. How rude, right? So she gets in the car, and as she gets in, she went, you need to hurry up because I'm going to be late for an appointment. And I thought, you know what? That's not my problem, I thought to myself. So I went, well, you know, as quick as the traffic allows me, is what I said. So I started heading towards it, and I stopped at orange lights. But there was a couple of kids right by the lights that looked like they were going to walk straight out. And it was orange, so I thought, no, I'm going to stop. Just as I stopped, it went to red, and the customer started giving me loads of grief. Oh, you could have well have went through them. You're doing it on purpose. So I turned round to her and I went, look, your tardiness is not my problem. There was children there about to walk across the road. I said, I'm not going to break safety and road laws just because you're late to get your makeup done. So sit back, keep it down, and let me drive. I heard under the breath, job's worth. Right. Second hour up, and this is what I'm on. I don't think it's gone too bad at all. I tell you what is funny though, I've just had a friend message me saying he's just accidentally accepted an Uber share going the match. I instantly messaged him back. Imagine if you'd have two of the opposite end of the football supporters in. You've got the Everton fan and then you've got the Liverpool fan, and he's got to drive them the match. He went, I've switched it off so it doesn't ask me to take any more. Imagine that. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? Shows the dangers, though, sometimes of accepting a share job without realising it, doesn't it? Right, so only 45 minutes since the last update, and this is what I'm currently on. Now, the reason I'm only doing a 45-minute one is because I've ended up by my house. So I thought now would be a good chance to grab a coffee before the match lets out at 2:30. I'm hoping when the match does let out, it's going to be insane busy and keep me busy. Because I don't know about you, but if I'm sitting around just Xing jobs out all the time, I want to go home. Now, I did get during this 45 minutes why it's such a nice amount is because I got a comfort job that was £18 and it was only going 6 miles. And it's not often I get comfort jobs. I've been a comfort driver now for a while, so it's not often I actually see them, but when I do see them, they are quite reasonable. Any other comfort drivers watch me? How do you find them? Let me know in the comments. What you're looking at on the screen now is 2:30 when I come back out, and then 3:30. And you know how I said, oh yeah, comfort jobs are great. Look what it offered me. Not a chance am I doing that. There's been absolutely no surge. I expected a big surge over on the where the event was. Here's a picture of it. Not one little bit of a surge. So I was quite mortified with that. But Hopefully it'll pick up. I've got a feeling it's going to surge, and it's going to surge big though, because it's really raining now. R4 and the whole place just lit up like an absolute Christmas tree. Deep reds, pinks, clouds everywhere. So the highlight of what I've just done in the last hour is, so here's what I'm on, which is good, but there was so many I had to keep Xing off. So here's an example of the jobs I did. I did this one, which I was quite happy with, and then I did this one, which I was absolutely made up with. So you could do them all day long, couldn't you? Problem is though, because I was mentioning about being comfy, I had to keep crossing out comfort jobs that it was trying to give me that was 4.5 miles away. And every job that was coming up was comfy. So in the end, I had to go into the preferences and switch comfort off just to get local UberX jobs. So that's what I did during that hour. I'm going to switch it back on now and see whether it's improved or whether it's just sending them far away again. Right, well, it's 6:30 and I've decided to come back home for another quick break. But the reason I haven't been able to do the update, the hour update, the R5 one, is because it's just been absolutely mental busy. Look, that's how much I'm currently on. It's been non-stop, and other drivers have been messaging me saying how busy it is as well for them. The key when it's surging like this is not to be greedy when the jobs are popping up with where they are. You have to figure out where you're going to end up as well. So a job could look really pretty, but if you go outside the surge zone, you're driving back with nothing, or you're getting one of them terrible jobs. So you do have to play the game a bit. It's not just, oh, that's a good job, grab that. It's where you're going to end up, how long it's going to take you, and are you still going to be in the surge zone when you're finished? Now, luckily, I was able to play it that every job I was accepting and declining were keeping me in the surge zone. So the next job was also a surge. Now, I'm going to show you some screenshots, but you don't need me going, and then this one, and then this one. So I'm just going to put them up, a couple of them up, playing a bit of music, have a little look at them. They're the type of jobs I was getting. Right guys, what you're seeing on the screen now is R7 when I come back out, and then R8. And you know what? It actually continued the surge, and I was so made up. It had died during my break, but when I come back out, surge was everywhere. So I was snapping up the jobs again, left, right and centre. So I think I've did quite well there. I've just had another Uber driver get in my car, and he recognised me from TikTok, and he went, "Aren't you driver Denny?" I went, "Yeah." And he went, "How can you say that this job isn't minimum wage?" Because, you know, I've always been a person who said, you know, I get more than minimum wage, so there's a lot of people I know. And he went, "I get less than minimum wage, and it's rubbish." This is the attitude he had. And I went, "Okay, let's dig into your finances a bit, mate. What's the situation with do you rent the car?" He went, "Yeah, I rent it." I went, "And how much rent do you pay?" And he said, 250 a week. And I went, "Right. And how much juice are you putting in?" And he went, "About 100 quid. And it's like, so that guy is paying 350 quid just on his expenses, and that's not including everything else that may occur. That's just his car and his fuel a week. Well, this is the key to becoming a successful Uber driver. It's bring your expenses right down. If you're driving around in, you know, a top of the range car and it's costing you 350, 400 quid a week, and you're worrying when you're going out, where's the money going to come from just for the car alone? That's an indicator that you're doing something wrong. You want the cheapest car, the cheapest fuel. None of this, oh, I don't want to drive a cheap car. If you don't want to drive a cheap car, you're gonna struggle to make money. If you're driving top of the range car and you're like, yeah, look at me in this BM or Tesla or whatever you're in, but you're not making any money on Uber, then it doesn't really matter. Unless, of course, you want the car for the sake of having the car. And if that's the case, you can't complain that your hourly earnings, your hourly profit is low, because you've got the car you want. And it's as simple as that, guys. It's now 9:30 and the surge is gone. There's no more surge. This is what I'm on. It was a regular hour. Although it did quite well, the surge is gone, which has kind of deflated me. Seeing them nasty jobs like this one. Oh, no. Stop offering me rubbish after you've been giving me good trips all day. So I think I'm going to give it another 10 minutes or so and then maybe call it. But I have just had a really rude customer. I don't think he intended it to be rude. But as we were driving along, he went, well, Uber driver's unskilled, isn't it? I went, what? And I started laughing. And he went, well, you don't need any skill to be an Uber driver, do you? And do you know what? I'm actually going to make a TikTok on it. So I'm going to stick the TikTok here now.
Had a customer say to me that being an Uber driver is an unskilled job. I giggled. He goes, what are you giggling at? What skills do you need? I went, okay, mate, seems you've asked. I said, first, you've got your driving and your navigational skills. You need excellent driving ability for smooth acceleration, braking and turning corners. You need defensive driving to avoid hazards and avoid collisions to always make sure you're alert. You need knowledge of local traffic laws and road rules. Familiarising yourself with various GPS and route planning apps such as Google or Google Maps or the Uber app. You need to make quick decisions on the fly if there's been a closure or traffic up ahead. You need awareness of picking up and dropping off zones at airports and high demand. Then you've got customer service and communications. Greeting and interacting politely with passengers, handling complaints or difficult passengers tactfully, clear verbal communications such as directions and confirming them, maintaining a calm professional manner under stress, culturally sensitive when working with diverse passengers. Then you've got your safety and your safeguarding. Passengers safeguarding awareness, checking seatbelts and safe to stop, recognising and de-escalating potentially unsafe situations, knowing when to refuse or cancel a job for safety reasons. Basic first aid is always a good option. Professional security, protecting yourself from theft and assault. Then you've got your business and financial management. Tracking income and expenses such as fuel, maintenance and insurance, basic accounting and recording of books for taxes, understanding mileage deductions and expenses claims, budgeting for car maintenance and unexpected costs, evaluating the cost-effective way of working at certain times and places. Then you've got your research and your strategic thinking. Studying local area demand patterns, rush hours, events, surge pricing, learning the basic area and times to drive, researching new features, promotions or Uber policies, comparing other platforms such as Uber versus local. Then you've got time and self-management. Planning work hours for maximum profit, maintaining breaks to avoid fatigue, balancing multiple income streams at a time, scheduling maintenance for your car without losing any peak hour time. Then you've got your technical side, which is basically operating the Uber app, managing multiple apps simultaneously, troubleshooting your phone and GPS issues on the go, keeping your software up to date and learning new features. Then you've got your vehicle and presentation. So you've got your routine checks, your oil, your tyres, your fuel, your lights. Then you've got your cleaning of your car in between rides. Then you've got stocking up of essential items, phone chargers, tissues, water. Then you've got your problem solving and adapting. Handling cancellations or no-shows gracefully, adapting to sudden weather changes on the road, finding alternative pickup spots when the GPS is inactive, managing multiple pickup spots such as Uber Pool. Then you've got your professional and compliance, maintaining proper licensing, insurance and background checks, understanding the following Uber policies and local regulations, keeping up with the gig economy laws. And that is simply a few things. I'm pretty sure I forgot some.
So yeah, that's what I said to him. But you don't need no skills, do you guys? It's an unskilled job. Well, I managed to make it back home and I didn't get offered anything I wanted to do, so I decided to call it a night. So we've got the hours I've done. Keep in mind I did have 2 breaks. Then we've got the earnings and then we've got by the hour. Not too bad at all. Now, being a YouTuber, I always like them videos where I get other people involved. And my latest video, my versus video, was with Paul. If you haven't seen that, it was 2 drivers head to head. I was following the algorithm and he was cherry picking. It's this one if you haven't seen it. But if you've enjoyed this, give us a like. If you're new, give us a sub. And I'll see you at the next one.